Moving on to the different altcoins. So altcoins are basically every other cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin. The main one being Ethereum, which I won't go into too much detail about because Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty much everyone know about. So the focus of this segment is more so on the under the radar ones. So I'll start off with Litecoin. So Litecoin was launched in 2011. It was among the first cryptocurrencies to follow in the footsteps of Bitcoin. And people have even gone so far as to start referring to it as the silver to Bitcoin's gold, similar to our gold analogy from earlier in the segment. Litecoin basically is programmed in many ways. It's very similar to how Bitcoin operates. The only difference being is that it has a faster block generation rate and hence offers a faster transaction confirmation time. So basically, it has many of the same things that Bitcoin offers, just speedier transactions, which obviously is attractive to someone hoping to transact over this large network. So just as of January 2021, which was about a month ago, Litecoin had a market cap of just over 10.1 billion and a per token value of about 153.88, making it the sixth largest cryptocurrency in the world. So that's definitely one that is flying under the radar, very similar to Bitcoin, has some different upgrades attached to it, but at its current valuation, I think it has a long way to go. So definitely keep an eye on that one. The other one that I wanted to talk about was Cardano, which was just briefly giving a little bit of a history here. It was created with a research-based approach by engineers, mathematicians, and cryptography experts, right? So the project was actually co-founded by Charles Hoskinson, one of the 5 initial founding members of Ethereum, which we've all come to know. So actually, after having some disagreements with the direction of Ethereum, he left and later helped to create Cardano. So with that being said, Cardano has many of the same technologies involved in Bitcoin. Just looking a little bit more into the functions, Cardano aims to be the financial operating system of the world by establishing decentralized financial products similar to Ethereum, as well as providing solutions for voter fraud, which was a contentious topic just a few months ago, legal contract tracing, and other things like that. So as of January 2021, Cardano has a market cap of about 9.8 billion, and one coin trades for about 31 cents. So the market cap is just trailing behind Litecoin, which means that they're approximately the same size. But that's another one that can definitely take off. And another one here is Polkadot. So Polkadot is a unique proof-of-stake cryptocurrency aimed at delivering interoperability between other blockchains. So its protocol is designed to connect permission and permissionless blockchains as well as oracles to allow systems to work together under one roof. So basically, they're trying to take parallel blockchains and expand the network so that they're integrated, which will allow for, again, more transactions to be recorded, for them to be processed a lot faster, and to create a larger audit trail that can be followed. So again, Polkadot, just a little bit of history, was created by Gavin Wood, who was another member of one of the core founders of the Ethereum project. Again, they had differing opinions on the project's future, so they decided to go their separate ways. And as of January 2021, Polkadot has a market cap of 11.2 billion and one dot trades for about 12.54. So again, the 3 that I've mentioned so far all have similar market caps. They're all alternatives to Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they are growing, and they're founded by many of the same members that worked on Ethereum. So you know that they have similar technologies. I'm just going to list a few more that have come to attention for me. The first one being Stellar. So basically, the goal of Stellar is to create an open blockchain network that is designed to provide enterprise solutions by connecting financial institutions for the purpose of large transactions. So huge transactions between banks and investment firms that would typically take several days, a number of intermediaries involved in between, and a large amount of money can now be done really instantaneously with no intermediaries and cost little to nothing for making the transaction. So while Stellar has tried to uniquely position itself as an enterprise blockchain for institutional transactions, it is still an open blockchain that can be used by anyone, but they have a different focus that they've tried to use to separate from the rest of the pack, which I think is very interesting, because if they do get more institutional adoption, then obviously the sky's the limit for it, right? So just a little bit more about its market cap. Its market cap is about 6.1 billion, which is smaller than the others I mentioned earlier, and it's valued at about 27 cents as of January 2021. Next, I wanted to talk about Chainlink. So Chainlink is a decentralized Oracle network, again, that bridges the gap between smart contracts like the ones on Ethereum and the data outside of it. So blockchains themselves, like I believe Syed mentioned, do not have the ability to connect to outside applications in a trusted manner. So Chainlink's decentralized oracles actually allow smart contracts to communicate with outside data so that the contracts can be executed based on data that Ethereum cannot itself connect to. So again, it opens the network even more than Ethereum would, and Ethereum has more limitations in place, which would prevent transactions from flowing through as quickly as people would like. So again, there's a lot of innovation going on in this space, and there's different altcoins being developed just to increase integration across the blockchain network and speed up transactions. Again, its market cap is about 8.6 billion, which is a little bit less than the others I mentioned, and one link is valued at about 21.53. So the last one I wanted to talk about is Tether. So it's one of the actual larger ones, really. Just a little bit about its history. It was launched in 2014, and Tether describes itself as a blockchain-enabled platform designed to facilitate the use of current fiat currencies, I should say, in a digital manner. So effectively, this cryptocurrency allows individuals to utilize a blockchain network and related technologies to transaction traditional currencies that we're familiar with, while minimizing the volatility and the complexity often associated with the digital currencies. In January 2021, Tether was the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, with a total market cap of 24.4 billion and a per token value of $1. So again, Tether is more linked to the traditional fiat currencies that we are familiar with. And I think it gives retail investors who are looking to get crypto exposure a little bit more comfort that its value is tied into it. By the same token, there may be some investors that are put off by it because they want a sort of hedge from the market that's uncorrelated, right? And if this is very tied into fiat currency, it might not serve that exact purpose. So again, I think it would have its supporters and its doubters, but it's another coin, also very large, larger than the other ones I've mentioned earlier. But definitely all of these coins are ones to take a look at, and definitely as the market hopefully strengthens in the coming weeks and months ahead, you'll see significant growth in these different altcoins. Now, Syed, I know I talked at length about some of these different altcoins, but do you have any of them that I may have missed that you've seen or come across that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Thanks, Deepak. So I think you missed a very important one called Doge. I'm just kidding. As we all know, that's a meme coin, right? And yeah, but I do have a few that I wanted to mention. And no, it's not Doge. Doge is entirely a meme coin. But the ones that I wanted to mention that have backing and like a little bit of history behind them. So the first one is Monero. So Monero is a secure, private and untraceable currency. So this is open source, and open source is like, so anybody in the public can contribute to it, right? So this open source cryptocurrency was launched in April 2014 and soon garnered great interest among the cryptography community and enthusiasts. Again, all of this is based on blockchains and cryptography. And on a side note, I just wanted to give a shout out to cryptology, man, because I hate it. I really didn't like that class in undergrad, and all of this is based on that math and stuff. And now I see why it's that important, right? But anyways, Monero, the development of this cryptocurrency is completely donation based, as I mentioned. So it's open sourced and it's community driven. And Monero has been launched with a strong focus on decentralization and stability. Many of the altcoin Deepak mentioned. and it enables complete privacy by using a special technique called ring signatures. Ring signatures, again, another crypto thing, the crypto math thing. Like, there's complex math behind it. Not gonna get into too much depth, but for those of you that are interested in the math, or mathematicians out there listening to us, feel free to reach out to me. I probably have a bunch of great resources out that I can show you, and you can learn the math behind this. Again, it has a market as of January 2021. It has a market cap of 2.8 billion and per token value of $158.37 US. And next I wanted to talk about Binance Coin. Now, Binance Coin is a utility cryptocurrency that operates as a payment method for the fees associated with trading on the Binance exchange. So when I first saw this cryptocurrency, the first thought to my mind was Binance. That's an exchange, right? So yeah, exchanges do have their own coins, as seen here. So those who use the token as a means of payment for the exchange can trade at a discount. So Binance Coin blockchain is also the platform that Binance's decentralized exchange operates on. So the Binance exchange was founded by Changpeng Zhao, and the exchange is one of the most widely used exchanges in the world based on trading volumes, as many of you may know. So Binance Coins was initially an ERC20 token that operated on the Ethereum blockchain, like the many others that we mentioned in the segment. It eventually had its own mainnet launch. The network uses a proof-of-stake consensus model, and as of January 2021, Binance has a 6.8 billion market capitalization, with the one BNB having a value of around $44.26 USD. Now, lastly, I wanted to end off this segment by talking about Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin Cash, it holds an important place in the history of altcoins because it's one of the earliest and most successful hard forks of the original Bitcoin, as the name suggests, right? So in the crypto world, a fork takes place as a result of debates and arguments between developers and miners, right? Again, going back to the gold analogy and how it's all about profit, right? What you bring to the table and how you make a profit out of it, right? So due to the decentralized nature of the digital currencies, wholesale changes to the code underlying the token or coin at hand must be made due to general consensus. The mechanism for this process varies according to the particular cryptocurrency. When different factions can't come to an agreement, right? Sometimes the digital currency is split, with the original chain remaining true to its original code and the new chain beginning life as a new version of the prior coin, complete with changes to its code. So Bitcoin Cash was basically a split of the original Bitcoin. So hence the name Bitcoin Cash. But those were the altcoins that I wanted to mention. Again, Doge was a joke for those of you that may have taken it seriously. Please don't. It's entirely a meme coin, and like we always say here, always do your due diligence on these altcoins, as they are very risky. That's pretty much my list. Would you like to add anything, Deepak?
No, sir, that's great. The one thing that I would like to caution our viewers is that you may think that we've come up with a long list of altcoins, but believe me, there's a lot more of them out there, and not all of them are legitimate, right? So don't always fall into the hype that you may read on maybe Twitter, for example. A lot of these altcoins, again, if you think these ones that we mentioned are volatile, those other ones that are even smaller in market cap, that's equivalent to buying like something that's less than a penny on the stock exchange over the counter. So you know that these are inherently very volatile. Not all of them are legitimate. Some of them are started as jokes, and then not all of them are going to have the same outcome as DOGECOIN. So just be careful that if you do venture out to the altcoin world, that you are backing something that is legitimate and has a chance to continue to grow in the future, and not just blindly placing your money in any altcoin and hoping it goes to the moon. That's the expression they're using these days. So again, like Syed said, please do your own research. do your own due diligence, and make sure that where you're putting your money, you're comfortable handling some of the volatility. Because when you are convicted about an investment, even when it goes down initially, you won't feel as bad as something that you are completely, purely speculatively investing in, and then it goes down and it causes a mass panic and ensuing mass selling. So we want to avoid that situation. All of this to say, just be careful before making any investment decisions.